Hey there, everybody. Well, the Jets lost again on Sunday, this time to the Panthers. They've lost. The Jets have 5 of their last 6 games. They are 4-7 right now. So, look, coming out of the bye week, the Jets were 4-6. The AFC had largely underachieved this year, and you looked at this Jets team and thought, hey, maybe if they ran the table somehow, some way, in the final 6 games, finish miraculously 10-6, they could get themselves into the playoffs. But, at this point, let's just forget that. I mean, the Jets are almost certainly not going to make the playoffs. Sure, obviously stranger things have happened. If the Jets win out, including wins at the Saints and over the Patriots to finish 9-7, it could happen. But let's just forget the playoff pipe dream for now, because ultimately that's really all it was. It was a pipe dream for this rebuilding young team, and that's fine. That's totally fine for a team in the Jets situation to not even be part of a playoff conversation this year. Obviously, players aspire to that, but for the organization, this season was more about nuanced progress of younger players and looking at the coaching staff, and specifically Todd Bowles, in determining, is he the man to lead this young team forward as the Jets try to rebuild through the draft? And I think as you look at these last 5 games, that's going to be the ultimate topic of discussion and going to be the ultimate measuring stick for whether Bowles will be back in 2018. How will the Jets handle some of these winnable games down the stretch? The Chiefs at home next week, a pretty winnable game. The Chargers at home in the second to last game of the season, reasonably winnable. And then the Jets go visit the Broncos, who, again, tough place to play, but have been have had a tough season the Broncos had this year. So there are some winnable games remaining for the Jets. How will Bowles navigate these final 5 games with his team at 4-7, basically almost certainly out of the playoff race, and can he get these young players to continue to play hard for them, but more importantly, continue to execute and close out games, which is something that has been an issue for the Jets and was once again today against the Panthers. So that will be the ultimate measuring stick for Todd Bowles here in the final 5 games. Will his team continue to play hard, or will they wilt like they did last week in Tampa and like they did in the 4th quarter today against the Carolina Panthers? But for the most part, the Jets played really, really well against a team with superior talent in the Panthers, just like the Jets did earlier this season at home against the Falcons and against the Patriots. 2 teams with superior talent, 2 teams that are having much better seasons than the Jets and the Patriots and the Falcons and the Panthers. And the Jets stood toe-to-toe with them all, but ultimately lost. So eventually the Jets will have to produce some results. But remember, the Johnsons, Christopher, the acting owner, and Woody Johnson, the non-acting owner, have said all along that this season isn't necessarily about wins and losses. It's more about progress of younger players and seeing whether Todd Bowles can, and they didn't come out and say this, but really seeing whether Todd Bowles can show he's the right guy for this job. And so that's something to watch here in the final 5 games, now that for all intents and purposes the playoff pipe dream is over, such that it ever really was alive for these Jets.